Chapter 2. Experiment. Test subject number 1. The first turtle's perspective. Day 0. Hatching. I awoke in darkness. Warm sand. The movements of my siblings. Instinct whispered.
Up. Out.
Toward the light. When I broke free from the shell, the world was too bright. The sky, the sand, and the sound of waves echoing from afar.
The sea.
Every cell screamed. I must go to the sea. That is home. I pushed the sand with my tiny flippers. With my siblings. We were a wave of tiny lives moving with one purpose. Then a shadow fell. A huge presence. A hand. I was lifted up.
Air.
The feel of warm sand vanished. Instinct screamed. Danger.
Danger.
Danger. And I fell into something hard and cold. A plastic bucket. There was water, but it wasn't the sea. The salty smell was the same, but there was no freedom. My brothers and sisters fell beside me, one by one. 23. We were all terrified, clinging to each other. Day 1. The basement. The cold light of fluorescent bulbs stabbed my eyes. A massive presence lifted us one by one. I was placed in a small transparent tank. Alone. Separated from my siblings for the first time. Terror washed over me. I saw that presence through the glass. Wearing a white coat. Staring at us with cold eyes. Curiosity, but no pity. Let's begin. His voice echoed. Dr. Carver's experiment log, Day 1. Test subjects, 23 olive Ridley sea turtles, Lepidocles olivacea. Objective, growth acceleration and behavioral trait modification. Protocol A1. Injection of IGF, 1 overexpression gene. Protocol A2. Aggression enhancement via cortisol level manipulation. Protocol A3. Activation of tooth development genes. Insertion of crocodile DNA fragments. Expected survival rate, 40 to 60%. Begin. Cold metal pressed against my shell. I couldn't move. Clamps held me in place. Something sharp entered. A needle. It pierced the soft skin beside my neck. It felt like burning. Liquid spread through my body. Burning agony. Every cell screamed. I opened my mouth, but no sound came out. Turtles cannot scream. Convulsions. My body was beyond my control. My flippers flapped wildly. My shell slammed against the glass. Was I dying? Consciousness faded. A sound came from the tank next to me.
No, not a sound.
A vibration. My brother was convulsing. Foam came from his mouth. His eyes rolled back. Then he stopped. The first casualty. Test subject 7. Within 2 hours. The giant being picked up the corpse expressionlessly. Placed it in a plastic bag. Medical waste. I was alive.
Still.
But something inside me was changing. Day 2. 3 more died overnight. By morning, we were 19. The dead were too weak. They couldn't withstand the chemicals. I knew I was different. There was pain, but I was adapting. My cells were fighting. Accepting the change. I was hungry. Strangely hungry. The giant being fed me seaweed. I ate. But it wasn't satisfying. I wanted more. Something else.
Meat.
I didn't know where that thought came from. I was a herbivore. I was supposed to eat seaweed and jellyfish. But my mouth felt strange. It itched. Something was sprouting from my gums. Day 3. 16. I saw my reflection in the mirror like transparent tank wall. I opened my mouth.
Teeth.
Small, sharp things began sprouting from my gums. White and sharp. Not those of a herbivore. Fear washed over me. What was I becoming? That afternoon, a massive presence dropped a small fish into the tank. A living thing. The fish swam frantically in circles, terrified. I watched. And then instinct awoke. Hunt. My fins moved. Without my control. I chased the fish.
Faster.
Much faster than yesterday. I caught it. My teeth pierced its flesh. Warm blood filled my mouth. It was sweet. I devoured it as if in a trance. Tearing, swallowing, wanting more. Outside the tank, the giant entity was recording. Dr. Carver's experiment log, Day 3. Survival, 16/23. Survival rate 69.6%. Observed changes. Tooth development initiated, 12/16 specimens. Increased aggression, 16/16 specimens. Average growth rate 2.3x faster. Dietary shift. Carnivorous preference, 14/16 specimens. Notable. Specimens 1 and 2 exhibit the most stable transformation patterns. A male-female pair. Interesting. Side effects. Skin necrosis and carapace softening in some subjects. Hormone dosage adjustment required. Next step. Thyroid hormone administration for accelerated growth.
Day 5.
12 of us. The changes were accelerating. I was now twice as big as when I hatched. Over 10 centimeters. But there was a price. One of my brothers died this morning. He grew too fast, his internal organs couldn't keep pace with his shell. He vomited blood and died. The giant dissected the corpse. Right on the table next to me. I had to watch everything. The knife split the shell open. Internal organs were exposed. A swollen liver, a ruptured stomach, twisted intestines. The growth rate was too fast. We'll need to reduce the dosage. He wrote something down. My brother's death was merely data. That was when I felt emotion for the first time. Something beyond fear.
Hatred.
Week 1. 9 of us. Today, the giant being moved me to a larger tank. The other brothers were also moved to their own larger spaces. Now for Phase 2. Let's test your competitive instincts. He placed 2 fish into my tank. Living ones. I didn't hesitate. The thrill of the hunt. The sensation of teeth-piercing flesh. Warm blood. It felt natural now. I was becoming a monster. And the most terrifying thing was that I was beginning to like it. Outside the tank, the colossal figure nodded with satisfaction. Perfect. Test subject 1. It seems you will survive. His gaze held madness. The gaze of a god observing its creator. But he didn't know that what he had created might one day destroy him.